Hi, this is Mr. Pablo and I'm going to introduce you to the last activity for this carousel. Right, to start off with, you're going to need an internet and you are going to open a web browser. Right, and what you're going to type down on the search engine is www.bowlandmaths.org.uk. Now, you can see it from there and just press enter. Okay, and this should be the home page that you should see. This is the Bowland Maths home page. After you've gone to this, you need to go to the classroom projects. Now when you open the classroom project, when you click on that tab, you should see this, and there will be tons and tons of projects over there. What I want you to do is to go to here that says crash tests. Alright, then I want you to click on zip or the .zip. Okay, as you can see over here, it pops up as download a zip file. Now you need to download this file. Right, you click on that and it will download for you. Now I'm not going to do that now because I have already downloaded it, but I want you to click on this link and download the folder. It might take some time. Give it about 2, 5, or even 10 minutes depending on how fast your Wi-Fi connection is. Okay, but you have to be patient on this. So after you click on that, you should be able to see a folder like this. Alright, maybe without that one, okay, because I've already put that in. Right, you should see assets, readme, and start. Now after you've seen this, I'd like you to double click on start and you should see something like this. Right, now this is the crash test homepage. This is a dummy. Maybe you're hearing this now on the video, and he's trying to explain what the crash is about. He will have to explain what are these three areas of the crash test, and you can just let it play, and it's not really going to be a big deal. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna skip the intro because I already know that. Okay, and after the dummy's speech, you should be able to see this, and it will ask you to choose your mode. Now I'd like everybody to go to easy mode, okay, and then click on continue. So after that, you should see something like this. Okay, you should see an option of choosing a car, an option of choosing a crash point, and an option for setting the speed. Now before we do something about that, this is the instruction for this page, test setting. To begin, pick a car, a crash point where the car will be hit, and the speed you want the dummy to travel at. So I'm going to choose a car. So I have a small car, we also have a family car, and we have a sports car. Those are the three cars that we can choose from. I would start with a small car first. Okay, and I'm going to choose a crash point. Would I want it to crash front on or side on? There are only two options. So let's write front on because cars usually crash front on. Okay, and I'm going to set up the speed. I'm going to have an option of 30 miles per hour, 40 miles per hour, and 60 miles per hour. There are only three options for setting up the speed, and that's the lowest one, which is 30, and the fastest one is 60 miles per hour. So let's set up with a 60. Let's go crazy. Let's go 60. And then if I tested that, if I made all those settings and I want to test it, I'd say go to crash test. I'm going to click on this one. Then as you can see, the car is now running with all the conditions that I want it to run, and here we go. You're going to see a crash right there. Okay, now you see what happened, right? You see what happened to the car. It crashed front on. The car as you can see here, lost one of its tires. I'm not really sure on the other side though, and on that side. Okay, but definitely on this angle, I can see that one of the tires has been lost. Also, the front windows was broken, therefore made my dummy fly in a way that it was like catapulted. And look at the damage on the front of the car. That's really terrible. Not so much damage on the back, but definitely in the front and in the middle. Right, so and I can view the test result. I can replay this by just clicking on the replay button here, but I can also view the results. Okay, so in this I would see what happened to my dummy, and there we go. That's my dummy right there. It landed somewhere, and luckily he's still alive. Well, he's a dummy. He's not really gonna die. So after that, you're gonna see some data over here. It will give you some statistics, and let's investigate what does that mean. Okay, this is a damage indicator, right? If you see green, then the damage has been none. If it went green to yellow, then there's a bit of a damage. Then if it went green to orange, then there's lots of damage. And from green to red, that's really a lot of damage. It's like an ouch. So let's look at the damage to the dummy. Looking at the head and neck, okay, 7. Rated as a 7. Okay, chest 7 as well, pelvis it's also 7. So you can say that the damage to the dummy are all the same from head, neck, chest to pelvis and legs. Alright, and then we look at the damage to the car. Damage to the front of the car is 8.5, quite a lot, as what we've already seen earlier. Driver's side, which is 7. And passenger side, which is 5.5. Not so much damage compared to the front. And the damage to the barrier itself got a 5. Okay, so not so much damage to the barrier. We can actually show the percent if we want to. Okay, it will give us a summary of the overall damage, 70%. Damage to the car as an overall damage is 70% as well, and the damage to the barrier for overall is 50%. Now you can see that the damage to the dummy here is the same as the damage to the car. So you can somehow conclude some things about that. But that's not what you need to do for this task. I just need you to keep going back to test settings, where you can see over here. Go back to test settings and then try changing some of the settings here. Right. What if we try side on, given the same settings? Okay, only we're changing that to side on, and then we try to test it. Right. Let's see what happens. Okay, let's watch the video. And as you can see, the car is very steady, and something will hit its side 60 miles per hour. Alright, that's quite fast. Here we go. Ooh, it's like it made a double 360 over there. I'm not really sure, I didn't see it properly, but it really bounced off. Now you can see what happened over there. It was ruined. It was ruined. However, the dummy is still inside the car, but we don't know really how much damage it got from that crash. So let's view the results for that. Okay, this is another video of the dummy again. Lost his leg, his head was turned, and there we go. Right, let's look at the results. Again, looking at this, KD statistics, and clicking on the show percent. Right, you got 48% damage to the dummy, damage to the car is also 42%, and damage to the barrier is just 35%. So based from this crash test and our previous crash test, the front on creates more damage to the dummy and the car and the barrier compared to the side on. Okay, so if this is side on, it just creates a less damage, but if it was front on, then it will create greater damage to everything. Okay, so that's something, that's data, and that's what I want you guys to learn. So keep going back to test settings, keep playing with it. Okay, test everything, change the speeds. Okay, see if it matters, change the crash point. Okay, and make sure that you try as much as you can, play with it, and have fun. Okay, so that's for the introduction of this activity. I hope that you will be able to access this and play with this, okay, because I really need you to be familiar with this topic. So by next lesson, everybody should be familiar with this. Right, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you soon again.